Hey kids, Tito James here. Welcome back to the channel where we take awesome out of the box. Well, I've finally been able to book some time with the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 2, and after using it for about 2 weeks, I can honestly say that this is a fold I would buy if I was in the market for a folding phone. You see, while the first fold definitely turned some heads and I actually enjoyed using it, it did have some roadblocks that didn't have me fully on board after the hype died down. Thankfully, they did address most of the issues with this one, starting off with the build quality. My initial reaction with the first version of this phone was that it was a device that I had to be extra gentle with. I'm pretty sure that had something to do with all the reviews and reactions from international YouTubers, but I definitely had to grow into the confidence that I could pretty much treat it like any other phone. That definitely wasn't the case with the Z Fold 2. Now, of course, part of that is the new hinge system that Samsung is very proud of, and for very good reason. The hideaway hinge was something that we initially saw on the Z Flip, but this is of course the supersized version of that. It feels really well made and is 100% better than the one we experienced on the initial outing of the Fold series. There's no odd little creaking noises that we experienced in other foldable devices, and I don't know how else to explain it, but the first time I went through the motions of folding and unfolding this device, all the uneasiness just washed away. Now combine that with the metal construction of the frame and Gorilla Glass 6 back cover, which looks really good in Mystic Bronze that has a nice satin finish to it, giving it a contrast to the rest of the material, and all I can say is that Samsung did a bang up job with the build quality of the Fold 2. Of course, it's still not pocket friendly, and the few times that I actually went out to do errands with this device, I had it in a sling bag because it didn't feel right in the pants pocket because number one, the weight, and number two, the thickness, because it's pretty much like bringing around two devices with you all the time. It should also go without saying, but because of the hinge system, it's not water resistant, and I'm sure Samsung tested this out, but if you have butterfingers or are known to drop your phone occasionally, maybe you want to spare yourself the heartache, I don't think this phone is for you. So for me, build quality issues and concerns were definitely addressed with this version of the Fold, but second, and probably the biggest improvement in my opinion, is the cover screen, because the one on the first one was just really awkwardly sized. It's really meant to be used for quick tasks like checking notifications, switching up music, or maybe using Waze, but if you wanted to reply to a message or leave a quick comment, it was just too small to type on even for Leia, who has way tinier hands than I do. The cover screen on the Z Fold 2 measures in at 6.2 inches and uses a Super AMOLED panel with Gorilla Glass Victus protection, which Corning says is their toughest yet, so Samsung really didn't skimp out on us here, so more plus points for the overall construction of this device. It's been extended like you would typically see on most smartphones today, and honestly it makes a lot more sense if you want to quickly check your Instagram feed or respond to messages from your colleagues. It still feels a bit cramped because of how narrow the phone is in this orientation, but definitely leaps and bounds better, so much so that I think I've used it just as much or maybe even more than the main display. You can watch videos on it as well, but because of the weird aspect ratio, you'll either cut out a lot of the content if you do choose to fill up the whole display, or you get a smaller image. Usable in a pinch, but the whole story unfolds when you use the main display. You get a 7.6-inch dynamic AMOLED panel with QXGA Plus resolution and a refresh rate of 120 Hz. Yes, the crease is still there, but like I said with the first Fold, it's really something that vanishes when you're consuming content or hard at work and is mostly noticeable when the display is off or when you're looking at it off axis. This is basically the main work area, so for answering email that might require more time to write or go through calendars to make sure everything is properly aligned with the team, the screen real estate made it more conducive to getting things done. The keyboard also splits up to make typing more ergonomic, and of course multitasking is great for times when you have to reference something on a website or document as you take notes on the other side of the screen. Of course, watching videos on this gives you a bigger pictures but with pretty sizable black bars, but again, that's just one of the things you have to expect with foldable devices. Under the hood of the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 2 is a Qualcomm Snapdragon 865 Plus with a generous 12GB of RAM and 256GB of storage, and we all know this is the SoC of choice for flagship phones. And yes, you can game on this if you want to, but let's be honest, if you're looking into something for the purposes of gaming, this is probably not the phone that's high up on your list, even if it does have the internals to handle it. This is a phone that was made primarily with productivity and multitasking in mind, and it did handle the task we threw at it with no problems whatsoever. The slight issue here is that not all apps are optimized for the Fold 2. You've seen it in this video with Instagram not fully taking advantage of the entire main display. It doesn't really stop you from using the apps, but you can definitely see that it needs to be better adapted for devices like this. And just like MKBHD and other reviewers said, this is just some of the limitations that we can expect for being on the bleeding edge of tech for now. Now, of course, we have to talk about the cameras on the Z Fold 2, starting off with the selfie cameras, and you have two 10 megapixel cameras on each of the displays. So you have one on the cover display and another one on the main display that's right here. And the setup on the back of your phone are all at 12 megapixels with your main camera, ultra wide, and telephoto, so no ultra 108 megapixel shooters here. And to be honest with you guys, the resulting images on the Z Fold 2 are a bit underwhelming. They're not bad and have a good amount of detail, but I'm just not a huge fan of the post-processing on it, and it can be a bit aggressive. The shots in low light are also a bit of a hit or miss. This has been a bit of an Achilles heel for Samsung that they hopefully will improve on for the next year's round of devices. Now, of course, since you do have access to flex mode and the cover screen, taking family photos is way easier, and you can actually use the main cameras for taking selfies, but you do have to be mindful about the angles since you can see the bottom part of the display on this particular photo. But for video purposes, Samsung also included a feature called auto framing when using the front cameras, which plays around with the zoom to try and keep you in the center of the shot. It's very subtle, but I guess it could be very helpful if you're running and gunning. Now, keeping the lights on for the Z Fold 2 are two batteries that total to a 4,500 mAh capacity that lasted me a pretty long time. At least a day and a half, which was pretty surprising to me, and this was mostly due to the fact that I was using the cover screen more. Alright, now onto the question that I tried to answer in each and every one of these review videos. Should you buy the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 2? Now, of course, Samsung knows that this is a very niche product that would probably attract the early adopters or the ones who want to be on the bleeding edge of tech. It's not going to be for everybody because the price for admission is already a huge roadblock at over 100,000 pesos. But if you are already eyeing the first Fold and you're very curious and on the fence about this one, I would totally recommend checking this out. The improvements Samsung made to the Z Fold 2 are amazing. It feels so much sturdier than before, from the overall construction to the cam system of the hideaway hinge, and the expanded cover screen made a huge difference to the experience of the Fold 2. Now, obviously, it's not perfect. The cameras could have been improved a bit more, and I want to see more apps adapted to this form factor. But again, as I mentioned earlier, that's just some of the things that you have to deal with if you want to be an early adapter. Regardless, I think that Samsung really hit it out of the park with the Fold 2 and has me very excited to see what they have cooking up for us next year. And with that, thank you so much for dropping by and spending a few minutes with me. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, sub to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our content. If you have any questions, leave them down below and I'll try my best to get to them as soon as I can. For all the latest tech news and gadget reviews, head to unbox.ph. Plus, follow us on Facebook and on Instagram. My name is Jamie. Peace, God bless. See you guys next time and stay safe.